Welcome to Talking with Tutors. We're joined by Mokgethwa in studio to tell us about his focus areas and his tutoring experience. Welcome, Mokgethwa.
Thank you, Nozipho.
So, Mokgethwa, as a tutor, you know that there's quite a lot of dynamics to consider when creating a business, and we hear a lot about these business building blocks.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about them. What are they?
Well, building blocks are essentially the basic elements to building your business, and they encompass things such as your product, the problem you're trying to solve, the solution, the costs involved, the revenue that you'll make from it. So it really is just thinking about everything that is involved in establishing your business from the get-go. Once you have that idea, how do you go from having an idea to having an actual business?
Okay, all right. And your focus, I understand, is the solution aspect of business blocks. So tell us about then, what is a solution? What does it entail?
Well, when someone starts a business, usually they want to solve a particular problem. And once you've identified that problem, you then need to find out whether or not your business solves that problem. And when you're trying to think about the solution, you need to ask yourself questions such as, how do people access that solution? Does your business solve the problem that you've identified? And is it a worthwhile solution?
And so just on that, trying to identify a solution, how do you really know when you have that solution to your problem?
I think you can't really know whether or not it works until you test it out, until you've gone into the market and you've sold your product or your service to your first customer. Then only can you find out whether or not it really does work and if it really does solve the problem.
Oh, fair enough. And of course, it can't be easy. No. So what kinds of challenges are people facing when trying to find solutions to their problems?
I think a lot of the time people face challenges when they're not particularly sure how the customer feels about it. So they're not interacting with their customer. They haven't spoken to their potential customers as yet. So they're trying to understand whether or not the solution will work, but without actually interacting with the customer. So you definitely need to speak to your potential customers. You need to go out into the market. You need to speak to the people that you want to target with your service or your product and find out whether or not they want the solution, if it will work, if they're willing to consume it, and if they're willing to pay money for it.
Fantastic. It's interesting that it always comes back to people. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Mokgethwa. That was Mokgethwa. Thank you for joining us on Talking with Tutors.